The second type of functions, in the calculations are string functions. The second type of functions in the Tableau are string functions. So what are string functions? These functions will take the input as string and convert that string to either boolean value or any other output value depending on the function type. Okay, depending on that function type, it is going to convert that into multiple parts. So in Tableau, the calculated field window in 8 is different and the 9 is different. As I told you in the last session, if you open the calculated field window in 9, in 9, it is the calculated field window. So where it is having the auto formula completion. So if I enter any character, in the 9, Tableau will shows all the matching functions and matching fields with the specified character here. And also if I click on drop down here, we can able to see all the functions. So the calculated field window in 9 is having auto formula completion. Next, what about 8? If we go to 8, we go to Tableau 8. In Tableau 8, the calculation window is entirely different. So if you enter any character, it won't show us the matching fields or the matching functions with the entered character. So if you want to take anything, you have to take everything from the fields, parameters and the functions. Okay, we have to take everything from the below specified fields and the parameters and from the functions. Manually we have to choose like this. Whereas in 9 like we have the auto formula completion. Okay, so the first type of functions in the last session we discussed are the number functions. Okay, so and the next type of functions are the string functions. So first I am discussing the string functions in 8 and later on I will show you the new functions in Tableau 9. So first let's start with the first function ASCII. So what ASCII function going to do? ASCII function, it is going to give us the ASCII number of the input character or input string. ASCII function will take the input as string. Let's say for example, I'm taking one character. So in Tableau, always the strings we have to enclose in the single quotes or double quotes. Let's say for example, I'm taking ASCII in my formula field. If I take ASCII of, I'm taking A. So it is going to give us the ASCII number of the capital A. So just hit OK. So as it is going to use the output in terms of number, Tableau going to create that field under measures. Okay, Tableau going to create that field under measures. Now if I drag the number and if I drop into the rows, Tableau will generate or Tableau will take the aggregation as sum. So here what I am doing is just I am converting this field into my dimensions. Now drag the ASCII and drop it into the rows. So here what is the ASCII number of capital A? In the ASCII function here I have taken capital A. The ASCII number of capital A is 65. Now I am taking apple. So this time I am taking string. Okay, if I take string, even though if we take string, Tableau going to give us the ASCII number of the starting character. So what is the ASCII here? What is the starting character? A. So the ASCII number of capital A is 65. So it is going to show the same ASCII number. And ASCII numbers. Okay, the second point is ASCII numbers are different for the uppercase letters and the lowercase letters. Now in my ASCII, I am taking small a. If I take small a here, now Tableau going to generate the ASCII for small a. So now the ASCII number of small a is 97. So here in ASCII, the 2 points are very important. The first point is we take the string also. Tableau going to generate the ASCII number for the starting character, and if you take the values in the lowercase, ASCII numbers are different, and if you take it in uppercase, again the ASCII numbers are different. So ASCII numbers are different for the uppercase letters and the lowercase letters. Next, the second type of function is char. The second type of function is char. So what char function going to do? Okay, what char function going to do? Char function is opposite to it. Char function will take the input as number. So that number would be the ASCII number, and it is going to generate the equivalent characters. Okay, it is going to generate the equivalent character. So the char function will take the input as number, and it is going to convert that number to the equivalent character. So what does it mean? Let's say for example I'm taking char in the formula tab. I'm taking char of 65. So what is char of 65? So what is the equivalent character for the 65? It is a. Just hit OK. So now Tableau going to build a char function under the dimensions. Drag char and drop into the rows. Say what is the equivalent character? 65. Okay, if I take char of 97, now what is the equivalent character? The equivalent character is capital A. So in this way, the char function going to work. Okay, so ASCII number going to generate ASCII number of the input stream, whereas char function will take the input as number and it is going to generate the equivalent character. And the third type of functions are Boolean functions. The third type of functions are Boolean functions. So in Tableau total we have three different types of Boolean string function. They are number one starts with, number two ends with, and number three contains. In Tableau total we have three types of Boolean functions: starts with, ends with, and contains. So what starts with going to do? Starts with will take the input as string. Starts with will take the input as string and the search character or a search string. If the search string is exactly matching with the starting part of the input string. Okay, if the search string is exactly matching with the starting part of the input string, it returns true, else it returns false. So starts with, as the name itself is telling, it is going to compare the input string with the starting part, okay, with the starting part by taking the search string. If both are matching, it returns true, else it returns false. So let's say for example I'm taking starts with of, I'm taking my input string as Tableau and I'm taking my search string as tab. So here the starting three characters of my input string are tab. Here tab and tab are matching. It is going to return true. Whereas I'm taking starts with of Tableau, comma TAP. Okay, now it is going to compare whether whether the search character is in the same case or not. So now here the starting character is same and the next two characters are in the uppercase here. The search characters are in the lowercase, as the ASCII numbers are different for the uppercase letters and the lowercase letters. Now it is going to give us false. Okay, now it is going to give us false. So now in this way the starts with function, okay, in this way the starts with function going to work. So just let me go to Tableau. Let me show you. So I'm taking starts with. In the formula I'm taking starts with of. I'm taking Tableau, comma I'm taking tab. Okay, so just hit OK. So where Tableau going to create that field means Tableau going to create that field under the dimensions. So see the type of the field. Okay, T slash F. It means the Boolean field. This field going to return is a true or false. So it is giving us what? True. Next, here I am taking T small a b. T small a b. So now this time it is giving us what? Okay, this time it is giving us false. Okay. So what stats will going to do is stats will is going to compare whether the search string is matching with the input string or not. If it is matching, it is going to return true, else it is going to return false. Next, number 2, ends with. So as the stats with is comparing from the starting part of the string, as the starts with is comparing with the starting part of the string, ends with will work in the opposite way. So ends with going to take whether the search string is exactly matching with the ending part of the input string or not. Okay, whether the search string is exactly matching with the ending part of the input string or not. Let's say for example I'm taking A. So here our last 3 characters are matching with the A and the last 2 characters are matching exactly with the A or not. Yes, it is matching with those, so it is going to be just true. Okay, now I'm taking my source string as EU. If I take EU, my last 2 characters are AU, but here I've taken EU, so which are not matching, so Tableau going to use as false. So here internally how Tableau going to perform this comparison means by taking the ASCII numbers. Okay, so how Tableau will identify this EU is not equal to AU means Tableau going to take the ASCII number of AU and it is going to compare with the ASCII number of EU as both are different. So it is going to return false. Okay, internally it is going to compare with the ASCII number. So I am creating one more calibrate field ends with. In the formula I am taking ends with of I am taking Tableau comma A. Now it is going to compare whether the last 2 characters are matching with A or not. Or I am dragging ends with and I am dropping it here, so it is giving us true. Next, I am taking E. If we take EU, it is going to compare whether the last 2 characters match with EU or not, so it is going to be false. Okay, next. The third type of Boolean function is contains. So the starts with is starting the search from the ending part of the string and ends with is after starting the search from the ending part of the string. So if you want to search this string from any part of the string, then we have to make use of contains. So what contains will do means contains will take the input as string and start position. It will take start position. So from which position you want to search for the string, and optionally it is going to take number of characters. Okay. So what the contains will do is the contains is going to search for the input string. Okay, comma. Sorry, not stand position. It is different. Contains is going to take the input as string and the search string. It is going to compare whether the search string is part of the input string or not. So if the search string is part of the input string, it returns true, else it is going to return false. So I'm taking contains, I'm taking my input string as Tableau, and I'm taking my search string as BL. So here BL, here my input string contains BL or not. Yes, my input string contains BL. It is going to return true. Next, I am taking contains of Tableau, comma BE. If I take BE, Okay, here it is going to check whether my input string is having any BE or not. No, we're not having BE, we have LE. So it's going to return false. It is going to return as false. Okay, so starts with going to compare the starting part of the string with the source string. If it is matching, it is going to give us true, else it is going to give us false. Whereas ends with going to compare the source string with the input string if it is matching. So it is going to return true, else it is going to return false, and contains also compare the input string with the entire string. If it is matching, it is going to return true, else false. So let me show you that. Let me take contains in the formula. I'm taking contains of Tableau, BL. So just hit OK. Okay, so just drag contains and drop into the rows here. So here my input string contains BL, so it is going to return also true. Instead of that BL, let me take BE. If I take BE, okay, now it is giving us false because BE is not part of our input string. Okay, so these are the three substring functions available in the string functions. Next, the next type of functions are substring functions. The next type of functions are substring functions. We have three different substring functions in Tableau. So what are substring functions? Okay, the functions, functions which extract the required part of string. So basically what is string? String is a collection of multiple characters, right? So on the multiple characters, if we want to extract the required part of the string, then we have to make use of this substring functions. So we have mainly three different types of substring functions. They are number one left, number two right, and number three mid. Okay, number one left, number two right, and number three left. So first let me start with the left function. So what left function going to do? Left function will take the input as string and the number of characters. Left function will take the input as string and the number of characters, and it is going to displace the number of characters from the input string from the left part. What is the example for this? Let's say for example I'm taking left of Tableau, I'm taking 3. If you take left of Tableau, 3, it is going to display the 3 characters in the left position. So what are the 3 characters in the left position? Tableau. And if you take left of Apple, 2, it is going to generate the 2 characters from the, it is going to display the 2 characters from the left part, which is AP. What about right? Right will work in the opposite way. If you take a right of, the syntax is input string, number of characters. So it is going to displace the input string from the right part. So for example, if you take right of, I will take Apple, 2. Now it is going to displace 2 characters in the right part. So what are the 2 characters in the right part? LE. And if you take right of Tableau, 3, now it is going to display the 3 characters from the right part. So what are the 3 characters? EAU. Next, number 3, mid. So what the mid function going to do? Mid function will take the input as string, and the start position, and optional it will take number of characters. Optional it will take number of characters. So in the syntax of any function, not only in Tableau, in any programming language, If you see any field in the square brackets, it indicates optional. So the number of characters are optional. So mid function will displace the input string from the mid part by taking the start position. So let me explain it with an example. I'm taking mid of, I'm taking my input string as Tableau. Tableau comma, I will take my start position as 3 and I'm taking my number of characters as 3. So now here what Tableau going to do? Tableau going to start from the third position, which is B. From B it is going to display 3 characters. So what are the 3 characters? BLE. Okay, next I'm taking mid of Tableau, comma, I will take my start position as 3 and I don't take any number of characters. So if we don't specify any number of characters, Tableau will display the string till the end. So it means it is going to display from B till end. So BLEA. Okay, it is going to display till U. So in this way the left, right and mid function is going to work. So I'm creating a calculator with the name left. I'm taking left of Tableau, comma 3. Okay. Okay, now create a new sheet. So once drag the left and drop it into the rows. See, it is giving us what? Tab. Next, I'm creating one more field, right. So right will displace from the right part, right. So right of Tableau, comma 3. So what are the 3 characters? EAU. So drag right and drop it into the source. And if I take mid, just I'm duplicating this. Just edit this. I'm giving the name as mid. I'm taking mid of Tableau, comma 3 and I'm taking 3 characters. So click on apply and click on apply. So if I take mid, starting from the third place, okay, and you have to show 3 characters. So in Tableau, the third character is B and 3 characters are in E. I'm not taking any number of characters. So just I'm deleting this. I'm taking mid 1. So I'm starting from 3, but here I'm not specifying the number of characters. Here still the calculation is valid. It means the number of characters are optional. So just drag the mid 1 and drop into the rows. So it will start from B. It is going to show us till U. So in this way, the left, right, and the mid functions going to work. Next, the next type of function is find function. The next type of function is find function. So what find function going to do? Find function will take the input as string. Okay, find function will take the input as string and the search character So the search character is part of the input string. If the search character or what the find function going to do is in another way, find function going to find the search character in the input string. Find function going to find the search character in the input string. So if the search character is part of the input string, it will show us the starting position of the search character. Okay, it is going to show us the starting position of the search character. The search character is not existing in the input string, it returns 0. And even if you take the start position also optionally. Okay, just simply find going to find the search string on the input string. Which finds, it returns the starting position of the search character, else it returns 0. So for example, I'm taking my search string as Tableau, input string as Tableau, I'm searching for B. We take B here, Tableau going to give us the start position of the B or the position of the B. Here we're having B in the third position. And instead of capital B, if we take small b, instead of capital B, if we take small b, now it is going to return what? 0. It is going to give us 0 because we don't have any small b in the input string. So let's find out that. Just go to Tableau, so create a new candidate field. I'm taking find of, I'm taking the formula find of Tableau, comma, I would like to find for BL. You can take multiple characters also. So now it is going to find for BL on the input string. So where the BL is starting in the third place. So just hit OK. Now create a new sheet. So as it is going to find out the number or the numeric position, it is going to create the field under measures. Just I'm converting that field to the dimension. Because if I keep it in the measure, it will take the aggregation. So to get the exact position, I'm converting that to the dimension. So here, in which position the B is starting? In the third position. In the third position it is starting. So see the value it is giving us 3. Next here, I will take small b and L. Click on apply and click on OK. It is giving us what? 0 because we don't have any small b in the input string, so it is giving us 0. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm searching for A. Okay, but start searching with third position. Here I'm having this A and this A, right? So first let me specify only A. Here I'm having the character in 2 positions. So which position the find function going to use us? Find function, it is going to return us the first occurrence of the search character. Find function, it is going to give us the first occurrence of the search character. So where we are having the first occurrence in the second place. So click on apply and click on OK. So it is given the second place, right? So if I take find of A comma 3. Here what 3 indicates? The start position. So here what we are telling is start searching of this A from the third position. Click on apply, click on OK. So now see, now it is giving us what? 6. Why 6? If we start searching in third position, okay, if we start searching in the third position, so again again in which position A is occurring? Again this. Okay, so now what is the position of A? Okay, now the position of this A is 6th position. Okay, the 6th position here we are having the A. So the occurrence of A is 6. Okay, so it's about the find function. It's about the find function in Tableau. So now based on these functions, let's do some tasks. Now based on this Boolean functions, ASCII functions, next substring functions and find function, let's do some tasks. Okay, let's do some tasks. So first I'm taking customer name. This. If I take customer name is a combination of first name plus mid name plus last name, right? So now here what I want to do is I want to extract here only the first name. So how to extract only the first name? Here how to extract only the first name? In the customer name, I would like to extract only the first name. So how to extract only the first name? So if you want to extract only the first name, so here where the first name we're having, here we're having the first name in the left part. So as first name being the part of the string, we have to make it to the left function to extract the required string. So left of input string is customer name, comma, how many characters? What is left function syntax? Left of input string, comma, number of characters, right? So here we have to show how many characters here. So the first name is varying for all the customers. For this customer, the first name is having 5 characters. For this customer, first name is having 4 characters. And for this customer, the first name is having 6 characters. So we cannot take any static one like 4, 5 or 6. So then how to extract? So how to extract means after the end of the first name, after the end of the first name here we have optionally space. Okay, here we are having optionally space. Okay. So first we have to find out the space position. So first we have to find out the space position using the find function. So how to find out the space position? Just create a calculated field. So I'm creating one calculated field called as finding space. So in the formula I'm taking find of customer name comma space. I'm taking find of customer name comma space. Just hit OK. So what find function going to do? Find function is going to use the first occurrence of space for every customer name. So as it is going to give us the number, it will create the field under the measure. Just I'm converting that to the dimension. Just drag the finding space and drop it to text. Now see here, for this customer, in the 6th position you will have the space. And for this customer, in the 5th position you will have the space. And for this customer, in the 7th position you will have the space. So here, it is giving us the first occurrence of the space. But for this customer, the first name is ending. Okay, the first name is ending at the 5th character, right? For this customer, the first name is ending at the 5th character. So we have to take till 5th position. Here we have to take till 5th position. So how to extract first name? I'm reading a calculator with the name first name. I'm taking left off customer name, comma. I'm taking one more calculated field called as finding space. So in Tableau, it is possible to take one calculated field inside the other calculated field. Now, let's say for example, if I take the first customer, for the first customer here, what this formula defines is going to take left off customer name, comma, what is the finding space position? The finding space position is 6. So now it is going to use us the 6 characters, okay, for the first customer. But we have the first name till the 5th character, right? So it is supposed to get only till the 5th character. So how to get only till the 5th character? Just take finding space -1. If I take finding space -1, now it is going to give us the first name till the 5th character. So for this customer in the 5th position, we have it is in the 5th position you have a space, but it is supposed to get only first 4 characters. So we have to take what finding space -1 to get the first name. So hit OK. Now drag the first name and drop it into the rows. Now it is giving us what all the first names for all the customers. Next, in my next task, I would like to get combination of mid name plus last name. So how to get combination of first name plus how to get the combination of mid name plus last name? I can create one more calculated field. I am taking mid name plus last name. So where the mid name plus last name is starting after the space, right? After the space they are starting. So I'm taking mid function, mid of customer name, comma, finding space plus 1. So after the space position, so here the mid name is starting. So what is the mid syntax? Mid of input string comma, start position comma, number of characters. Where number of characters is optional. So here I am not taking any number of characters here. The mid syntax is mid of string, input string comma, start position. So here I am taking my start position as there space plus 1. But I am not taking any number of characters. So we don't take any number of characters. It is going to use the substring till the end part of the input string. So here I am taking finding space plus 1. If we take finding space plus 1, okay, now it is going to use us till the end. So drag the mid name plus last name. So now it is giving us the mid name plus last name. Okay, so here I'm giving two assignment tasks. Just extract only mid name and only last name. Okay, just extract only mid name and only last name. Try that. Next, in my next task, so as a total we have, 3,000 customers. It is somewhat difficult to analyze all the 3,000 customers at a time, because if you drag and drop, okay, we cannot analyze all the 3,000 customers at a time. So here what I would like to do is, here I would like to display, okay, or here I would like to compare all the customers depending on their first name. So it means here I would like to compare all the customers, okay, whose name contains Aaron. Next, I would like to compare all the customers whose name contains Adam. Next, I would like to compare all the customers whose name contains Albert. So depending on the first name, here I would like to analyze my customers. So if the first name contains Aaron, then only display those Aaron customers. In that way, I would like to compare. So how to compare? So I'm creating one more calculated field with the name. Okay, string search. Like this search. So I'm taking contains of customer name, comma Aaron, just hit OK. So here Tableau going to create that string search field under the dimension, because it is going to use the true or false. So drag this string search and drop it into color. It is giving us true and false. So true means what, matching with Aaron, and false means again not matching with Aaron. Just click on true and click on keep on. So now it is giving us all the customers whose name contains Adam. So similarly, next I would like to get for Adam. So how to get for Adam? Again, we have to go here. We have to change Aaron to Adam. So we cannot keep on changing manually like this, right? So it wouldn't be the best practice. So here, instead of taking the manual value, we can take the values dynamically using the parameter. So I am creating a parameter with the name, first name. So what is first name type? String. One advantage of the strings is, if we go to the list values, we can able to add the values from the field. Just click on add from field. So I'm taking the field as first name. So we have the first name calculated field, right? So from the first name calculated field, just I'm adding all the values, because if we enter it manually, it takes a lot of time. So we can able to add the values to the parameter from the existing field. So just hit OK. Now instead of taking the value dynamically, I'm taking fname here after the parameter. So now just click on apply and click on OK. Now show the parameter. Now it is giving us all the customers whose name contains Adam. Next I'm taking Adam. So it is going to give us all the customers whose name contains Adam. Next similarly Albert and Alvin. Okay. Next Alvin. Okay, next Pete. So in that way we can able to compare all the customers whose name is matching with the selection of the user. Okay, whose name is matching with the selection of the user. So it is the advantage of using the substring functions. And we can able to perform the string search. Next. So the next type of functions are go to string, we discuss ASCII, char, contains, ends with, find, isDate. So isDate is a Boolean function. So in Tableau, any function starting with is. In Tableau, any function starting with is a Boolean function. So isDate I'll discuss in dates. Okay, isDate function I'll discuss in date function, because isDate we have in the date function also. So next left we have seen, next is len. So what len will do? Len function will take the input as string. Len function will take the input as string. Okay, len function will take the input as string and it is going to give us the length of the input string. Okay, len function will take the input as string and it is going to generate the length of the input string. Let's say for example, we take len of Tableau, so it is going to give us the length of Tableau, so which is 7. So len going to generate the length of the input string. So I'm taking len. So I'm taking len of Tableau. So just hit OK, hit OK. So now I'm convert this len to dimension. Just drag len and drop it into the rows for the length of Tableau 7. So we want to find out all the customer name lengths. So how to find out all the customer name lengths? Here I would like to show the length of every customer name. Just go to Tableau. I'm taking len of customer name. So what is the formula? len of customer name. Okay, so just hit OK. So now convert this to dimensions. Drag len of customer name and drop the text. So it is giving us the length of all the customers. So next. After len lower, what the lower will do? Lower will convert the input string to the lowercase and we have upper also. What upper will do? Upper will convert the input string to the uppercase. Basically these two are the case conversion functions. Next is ltrim. So next we have the trimming function. Next we have the trimming functions. We have 3 trimming functions: ltrim, rtrim and trim. So these 3 functions, they're going to trim only the space in Tableau. In space, the functions of the behavior of the 3 functions is to trim only the space. Apart from the space, they cannot trim anything. So the ltrim going to trim the space from the left part. We take ltrim of Tableau. So in the left part, I'm taking 3 spaces. In the right part, I'm taking 4 spaces. So it is going to eliminate a space in the left part. And in the right part, it will keep the space as it is. In the right part, it will keep the space as it is. Now if I take rtrim, so rtrim going to eliminate the space from the right part. So in the left part, I'm having 3 spaces. In the right part, it won't keep any spaces. Next, trim. What about trim? Trim eliminate the spaces from both ends. Rtrim going to eliminate the space from the right, ltrim going to eliminate the space from the left part, rtrim going to eliminate the space from the right part, and the trim going to eliminate the space from both ends. Okay, trim going to eliminate the space from both the ends. So I'm taking this input string. So just go to Tableau and I'm putting a calculator field with the name ltrim. So in the formula I'm taking this ltrim of. So hit OK. Okay, so create a new sheet. So I'm dragging ltrim off and I'm dropping into the rows. Just I'm duplicating this again. I'm taking here rtrim. Instead of ltrim, I'm taking rtrim. So click on apply and click on OK. Next, I'm taking trim also. I'm duplicating this. I'm taking trim also instead of L. I'm taking just I'm removing the L there. So just drag ltrim, rtrim, and trim. Just drag ltrim, rtrim, and trim. So if you drag the 3 fields here, we cannot make out anything here, whether it is trimming or not. So because it is showing the 3 output strings in a similar way. So if you want to know whether it is trimming or not, just add the length function. Just add the length function to find out the length of the output string. I'm taking len ln of this function. Now here what the Tableau going to do? Tableau going to find out the length of the output given by trim. So trim going to eliminate this spaces and this spaces. So the length would be only length of the string. So which is 7. So click on apply and click on OK. 0 the length is 7. And what about rtrim? So rtrim going to eliminate the space only from the right where I'm having 4 spaces. And it will keep the left space as it is. So which contains 7 plus 3 spaces in the left. So 7 plus 3, 10. Click on apply and click on OK. So rtrim is going to generate 10 spaces. Next ltrim. I'm taking ln of ltrim. So in the right I'm having 4 spaces. So it will eliminate the space from the left. So 7 plus 4, 11. Click on apply and click on OK. So your ltrim is given about 11 spaces. So trim will eliminate the space from both the ends. Ltrim from the left part, rtrim from the right part. So next after ltrim, rtrim, trim. Next are max and min functions. So what max and min functions will do? If we take max of string, it is going to give us the maximum value of the string, and if we take min of string, it is going to give us the minimum value of the string. So how Tableau will compute maximum and the minimum values of string? So with the help of the ASCII numbers. With the help of the ASCII numbers, it is going to compare the minimum and the maximum value of the string. Okay. So we take, let's say I'm taking max function. In the formula, I'm taking max of customer name. I'm taking max of customer name. Hit OK. So if you observe carefully, it is creating the field under measures. It is creating the max field under the measures. So why it is creating the max field under the measures? If you apply aggregation on any field, if we take aggregation on any field on the dimension or on the measure, Tableau always create the field under measures only. Just drag the max function and drop on the rows. The Tableau is showing this customer. So if you take the ASCII value of Z, once let me drag the customer name and drop it to the rows. If I drag the customer name and if I drop it into the rows, the Tableau is showing us all the customers. So by default, Tableau will show the values in the alphabetical order. So the starting ASCII, the starting ASCII value is from A. So A for A 65, and for which character is highest, the last character is Z. If the ASCII value is same, okay, if the ASCII value is same, Tableau going to compare all the ASCII numbers, okay, till the last character. So for this two customer, or in fact for all these customers, okay, the ASCII number is same for all the first 7 characters. Next, if I take the next character, okay, so for this character the ASCII number is higher, so it is giving us the ASCII number for this customer. Next, I am taking one more. I am taking min. If I take min of customer name, so it is going to give us the ASCII name for ASCII number for this customer. Just drag the min. Just drag the min and drop it into the rows. So now we are going to use this customer, because if you see this sheet, so it is starting customer. Here is starting customer. So if I take min function, Tableau going to use the starting customer depending on the ASCII number, and if I take max, Tableau going to use the last customer depending on the ASCII number. Just a minute, guys. I'll back within 1 minute. Hello? Yes, I'm back up. Yeah. Just I got a call, okay? Just I was talking about the call. Alright, guys. So next, if you go to string functions after max and min, the next function is replace. Okay, the next function is replace. So what the replace function will do? Replace function will take the input as string Replace function will take the input as string, comma search string, comma replacement string. So what replace function will do means replace function will take the input as string, comma search string. If the search string is existing in that input string, it is going to replace that search string with the replacement string. What is the example? Let's say for example, I'm taking my input string as Tableau. I will take my search string as tab. I would like to replace the tab with tat. So now it is going to use the output as what? It is going to use the output as Tableau. Okay, it is going to replace the tab with what? Tat. Okay, it is going to use the output as Tableau. Okay. So where if the search string is not found in the input string, it will displace the input string as it is. Let's say for example, if I take t a small b, so now it is going to return the input string as it is. It is going to return Tableau. Okay. If the search string is not available, in the input string, it will display the input string as it is. Let me show you. Just let me take replace. In the formula I'm taking replace of, I'm taking Tableau. I will take my search character as tab. I will take my replacement as tab. So just hit OK and create a new sheet. So I'm tagging the replace, drag it and drop it here. So it is showing as what tab. It is going to replace tab with what tab. Whereas I'm taking replace of Tableau. So here the bottom line is the search character should be in the same case of the input string. The search character should be in the same case of the input string. It is giving errors. Let's check the error. Because already we have the field with the name replace. So I'm taking replace of 1. So just hit OK. If I drag the replace 1, it will show us the input string Tableau as this. Okay, so what the replace function will do is, replace function will check whether the search string is part of the input string or not. If it is part of the input string, it is going to replace the search string with the replacement string. If it is not available, it will displace the input string as it is. And if you go to the other string functions, so after replace we know about right, and space. So what the space function will do, if you want to allocate the spaces in between the two strings, then we have to make use of the space function. I'll discuss that in a while. Next is we know about starts with trim and upper. So these are the string functions available in Tableau. But if you want to combine two strings in Tableau, we don't have any function. If you want to combine two strings in Tableau, we don't have any direct function. Then how to combine two strings? I'm taking string combination. I'm taking, let's say for example, Tableau. I'm taking one more string called as strings. I'm taking Tableau and strings. So how to combine these two strings? In Tableau, if you want to combine anything, just simply use the plus operator. Using plus operator, we can able to combine two strings. So just hit OK. So once go to string combination, drag it and drop it to the rows. If you go to the string combination, if you drag the string combination, if you drop it to the rows, Tableau is showing us Tableau strings. But in between Tableau and strings, here we are not having any space. So how to get the space? We take plus. We have a function called as space. Just now I discussed it. Right? I am taking space off. So space function will take the number of spaces in the bracket. I am taking space of 2. So now it is going to take 2 spaces. It is going to take 2 spaces in between Tableau and strings. So click on apply and click on OK. See here. Now in between Tableau and string, it is taking 2 spaces. Okay, so it's all about the string functions. These are the string functions. It's all about the string functions available. So next functions are date functions. So tomorrow I'll discuss them. Okay, so it's all about today's session. If you have any questions, please post your questions.